Chapter 7: The top 6 biggest mental health myths that you need to know in this audio program. What has our beautiful world come to? Society is becoming more and more depressed and stressed, and options for treatment are getting more and more expensive, with little or no promise for improvement in our mental health. There are also a number of myths that we need to clear up, so that we don't run around thinking things that aren't necessarily true when it comes to our mental health. And that being said, let's get to them right away. Myth number 1. People who battle mental health issues are unintelligent. Boy, was it difficult for me to keep my focus on something and remember something during my days with anxiety disorders. I fought the idea that I was stupid and unintelligent day after day, and I'm glad that I did, because it was never true. On the surface, it looks as if we who battle mental health issues are quite cognitively challenged, but in my experience, many are incredibly creative and brilliant, and our imagination that is driven by fear is second to none. Myth number 2. Avoiding a social interaction means you are antisocial. Many people with social anxiety have very deep feelings for other people, but due to the reluctancy they have to get involved in some social interactions, are quickly labeled as antisocial. Nothing could be farther than the truth during my years with social anxiety. In those days, I battled depression and shyness every day, and my social anxiety had glimpses of hope where I would step out of my comfort zone and take a chance to try and connect with a fellow human, even though the fear of rejection and anxiety symptoms pulsated through my entire body. This was usually followed by some sort of disappointment on my part to keep the conversation flowing, but deep down I knew I wanted more close relationships and a circle of friends I could turn to, and know many others feel the same way I did. Myth number 3. You will never get better if mental health is a problem for you. You will not believe the amount of emails I get from people telling me this one, mainly due to their immediate friends or family members who are just plain confused and frustrated and just don't know how to go about their loved one's anxiety disorder, depression, agoraphobia, etc. And support group of healthcare professionals that push coping techniques and medication down their throats for months with little or no success. Don't get me wrong, today's pharmaceutical treatments are better than they've ever been. I just know that it shouldn't be the first line of treatments when dealing with a mental health disorder, as it commonly is. Or even in the top 5 for that matter. Once the root of the problem is tackled, a new set of beliefs are conditioned in the proper way, and patience is built up through the momentum you are gaining. Then recovery is right around the corner. Myth number 4. If you are dealing with mental health, you are unstable and should be locked up. Ah yes, the stereotypical portrayals of those violent and crazy mentally ill people. The majority of people battling their mental health issues are actually non-violent, and crimes of violent nature are rarely committed by people trying to recover from their mental health. Through a series of natural proven treatment plans, such as the End the Anxiety program, someone who has the determination and patience to overcome their issues concerning mental health can in fact get on the road to recovery quickly and again live tremendously fulfilling lives. Take myself as an example of this type of turnaround. Myth number 5. As part of the support group for someone with a mental health problem, I am useless and can't provide any kind of help. A friend of mine by the name of Michael did one of the smartest things anyone could do during his struggle with hypochondria and generalized anxiety disorder. Frustrated by the constant failure from his closest family members to understand his issues, he took a walk to the closest bookstore and bought the whole family a book on hypochondria, as well as how generalized anxiety disorder develops and persists. If you buy a program online, for example, on overcoming issues related to mental health, I truly believe that a good support team must be present and knowledgeable on the road to recovery, at least for the first little while. If you are struggling to get your support team on board, the best thing you can do is pass this audio program along to them. What pushed Michael to get his family educated about his anxiety disorder stemmed from the fact that he grew tired of the constant comforting one-liners, such as "you'll get over it" or "learn to suck it up." Much of the confusion about what the sufferer is going through will also be put to rest for friends and families. And if they truly care, they will take the time to become knowledgeable through this program, which will then lead to a much greater understanding, as well as an incredibly valuable tool on the road to recovery. Myth number 6. The fight or flight response is built into us and cannot be switched off. This is the body's natural reaction to a threatening or stressful event, and just as many other fears can be turned off, so can your fight or flight response when your internal car alarm goes off when unnecessary. Studies show that the sudden release of stress hormones are the main cause of the bodily sensations that people with panic disorder experience almost daily. Your pupils dilate, resulting in better sight. Your muscles become stronger to fight back or to run faster if needed. At the height of my panic disorder, I was told I may have to cope in these times of panic attack terror, and that was the best I could do because there was no off switch. I later realized that desensitization from our fears that cause panic attacks is possible, and as our generalized anxiety levels drop, so do our fears and ultimately our panic disorder altogether. I hope these thoughts about mental health myths help us build a higher level of understanding as well as confidence if in fact you are currently trying to overcome your own mental health issues. When knowledge is applied, it brings momentum. Momentum that drives you towards your true reality, and that is that no matter how bad your case may look right now, many, just like myself, have felt similar pain to what you may be experiencing, and have come out on the other side grateful and joyful once again, and that will be you as long as you understand and apply what you are learning